We've already covered many of the historical accounts that attest to both the darkness and the earthquake at Christ's crucifixion. These include Phlegon of Tralles, who said an earthquake occurred in Bithynia and overthrew a great part of the city of Nicaea, as well as certain places in Italy. Origen, who noted the great earthquakes which took place during the crucifixion. Pontius Pilate, who said, the fear of the earthquake remained from the 6th hour of the preparation until the 9th hour. And of course, Matthew's account, which even many secular historians consider valid. Even Pliny the Elder wrote an account of an earthquake occurring in the surrounding regions at that time. Leading up to more recent times, geological research dating back nearly a century has also documented earthquakes during this time in Jerusalem, Judea, and Bithynia. Within the last couple of decades, geological studies published in several scientific journals document a significant earthquake occurring in that region in AD 33. These studies have been reported in mainstream media outlets like NBC News and others. More recently, several geologists have studied the sedimentary layers of the Dead Sea and other areas surrounding where Christ was crucified. They found geological markers for several earthquakes that occurred at times that correspond with dates indicated from historical documents. Dr. Steve Austin explains.
Now take a look at some sediment layers. You can see in the mud from the Dead Sea, the kind of gray layers, which is clay mud. There we see clay mud. We see clay mud here. And then we see the white layers, which are calcium carbonate mud. And that's a different kind of mud than the clay mud. And it creates this alternating light and dark layering that is very evident in the sediment layers and is undisturbed. Now, what is interesting about that is how little disturbance there is except for the earthquakes. And this graphic shows the idea of how earthquakes create a record within the sediment layers of the Dead Sea. So you have laminated sediment, as shown here in the pre-seismic situation, pre-seismic Dead Sea sediment, and it's laminated. It's laminated right here. Now what happens is an earthquake occurs and it shakes the sediment, and the upper part of the sediment liquefies or becomes lofted during the earthquake and then recompacts to make a disturbed layer, and then post-seismic, after the earthquake, that layer is buried. And so you have a record inside of the sediment layers of the earthquake. Take a look at the detail of 33 AD. You can see the thin layer running right along here. And then you can see the post-disturbance layer. And all that wrinkling going on there is the effects of the earthquake wave impacting that sediment. The light layers are the chemical carbonate layers, and the gray layers are the clay layers. And it looks like an earthquake of about magnitude 5.5, maybe magnitude 6, shook the bottom of the lake.
It's amazing.
There.
Dr. Austin's research has been published around the world.